Egypt is home for approximately 100 million people, and it's welcoming with open arms extra 1.5 million each year. Sadly, about one staggering third of the population is currently living below the poverty line, subsisting on less than $2 a day. About 60% of them live in rural areas, meaning one third of the population is denied their essential freedoms, their human rights are not realized, and their human potential is unfulfilled. Agrona helps unprivileged people making their own choices, create and respond to opportunities, and to have greater control over their life by providing an innovative technology to manufacture high-quality synthetic wood called particle board out of unutilized and unseasoned agricultural waste, thus providing a year-round job for 20,000 people and reducing unemployment rate in rural areas by 1.1% by 2032.
In my master thesis, I have examined all types of waste produced in rural areas in terms of potential applications and availability throughout the year. It has been found that 2 million tons of unseasonal agri-residues are produced annually, then burned because they cannot be used as fertilizers nor fodders. After conducting multiple experiments on these agri-residues in Ain Shams University Material Laboratory, it has been found that they can be utilized to deliver high-quality wood-based panel called particle board, which could be used in many furniture and construction applications. Its market share accounts for 20% of the global wood market. But how huge is the market in Egypt anyways? The particle board market size in Egypt is 50 million US dollar, and it doubles each year since 2015. However, 90% of this market share is imported and only 10% locally produced due to three reasons regarding the manufacturing process. But before going through these reasons, let's see how the process goes. Firstly, raw material is collected, then dried out to reduce the moisture content, then thermally pressed to get the board shape, and finally working on the surface quality. The manufacturing stagnation in the local industries is due to raw material shortage, which is further explained in the dependence on raw materials that are used in other vital industries like fertilizer industry, biofuel and pulp and paper industry. The dependence on seasonal crops, hence being vulnerable to fluctuations leading to shutting down manufacturing facilities for up to 6 months yearly or even for good. The current costly manufacturing technology, as it depends on the use of dryers, which consumes gross amount of fuel, and thermal pressing, which produces low board strengths and poor surface quality. Agrona's innovative technology was patented in Egypt, as we are able to use unseasonal agri-residues from vegetable crops that are not used in any other industry, which are estimated to be 2 million tons per year. Our technology includes drying the materials while pressing, hence no dryers are needed, and that will reduce the manufacturing cost by 30%. Finally, delivering the final product that complies with technical requirements of the European standards. Now let's look at Agrona's operation in depth. Firstly, agri-residues are collected and then let to dry out in the open fields. After that, the raw material preparation, as they are milled to smaller particles, then they are packed in sacks before being transported to the plant. At the plant, they are processed again before pressing, then pressed in standard size and left to be cooled for finishing.
Regarding the revenue stream, Agrona is B2B business that manufactures the particle board out of agricultural residues and sells it to wood wholesalers at the plant gate. Our particle board is sold at 7.5 US dollars with a profit margin of 35%. A wholesaler average order size is around 1,000 to 10,000 boards monthly. For a clear assessment of our product, let us show you how Agrona excels over local and global competitors. As you can notice, Agrona is the only one that provides the most convenient price and the highest resistance to humidity, along with no environmental damage and capability of scaling the production even to export extent. Looking at our traction, at the end of 2017, we have registered the company in Egypt. Our product is tested in accredited lab and it complies with the European standards. Then we got our technology patented. Afterwards, received non-binding orders of more than 0.6 million US dollars. Then we have rented old governmental production line to start the first production sample. Currently, we are producing our particle boards from a rented facility. Last year, we have produced 200 boards as pilot sales. And this year, we will outsource the manufacturing process to a shutdown facility in Egypt to produce 50,000 boards per year. By 2020, after receiving investment of around 0.8 million US dollars, we will produce 600,000 boards per year from our own facility. And by 2022, Agrona will possess 13% of the market share in Egypt, which is equivalent to 9 million US dollars. This action plan would give us the following financial projections. As you can see, the break-even happens in 2020, and by the end of 2022, revenues will reach 9 million US dollars with a net profit of 3.2 million US dollars. Our business fulfills multiple SDGs. By 2022, we will provide decent jobs for 2,000 people from rural communities with daily income of 5.5 US dollars instead of just 2. Produce locally manufactured particle board and save 30 million meter cubed of carbon emissions. Our team is the most valuable resource in Agrona. Hisham is the operation manager. He has 10 years experience in managing the operations of several multinational companies. And I am the PR and marketing manager. Mohammed Al-Kafafi is the CEO and RD manager in composite materials. And Ahmed Al-Mihi is the supply chain manager. He has 6 years of working experience in agri-residue supply chain. Thank you and eager for your questions.